Hello everyone, Rommie Lee here, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. How you doing, everyone? It's me. I know, every now and then I like doing something funny for how I start the episode. So, last time, we finally got the mysterious lady to testify. She claims that she can't speak Japanese, but I think she's lying. We proved a few things, like the fact that, she had taken a glass in a small handbag, where they're like, oh, where could she hide a gun? Well, now we know. So, without further ado, I hope you're doing well today. Make sure you got plenty of snacks, because these episodes tend to be half an hour. And I'm going to start things off by saying the handbag. Wait! The lady put the glass in her handbag, you say? Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items, like a gun. Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag, in which it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun. You're right. Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too. What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard? It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire that gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will. The true murder weapon, if you will. You can't be seriously... You can't seriously be suggesting... Inspector Hosonaga. Yes. Did you or did you not search Miss Giselle Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir, I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun. The one that was actually used to kill the professor. Could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag. No! Order! Order! I will have order! What is the meaning of this, Inspector? The meaning of what, Prosecutor Aochi? Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show you the contents at the time? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations. Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Do you think so, Kazuma? I do. Man, Hosonaga, you're not doing good. Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. Ooh. As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting, simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary in what way? I had to thank the student lawyer, really. Sorry, I have a little blood on my cheek. I have a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about. This photographic print. We call it a picture. Oh. This print is of a photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. Well, well, well. Do you see what I see on the professor's wrist? That'll come into play later. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. Well, I never. You can see right through to what's inside. That's right. Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment. So the contents are clearly visible. Exactly. So there's no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Thank you for helping to prove that, Naruhodo-san. Go! Oh dear. Order! Order, I say! Inspector Hosonaga, you will submit that print as evidence at once. Certainly, Your Excellency. Don't worry, everyone. We got this. They can't pull the wool over our eyes. I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the witness counsel. The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted into the court record appears to have no further significance, I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Indeed, and there's only one logical conclusion. That the pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime. No. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around. Well, that's how turnabout court play goes. I'm in a worse situation than when I was at the start. Kazuma. I've never seen him like that before. Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue. What? You mean this is it? I must say, you put up quite a fight for a rookie student. But the weak are meat, while the strong eat. You are wasting your time. There is no way to defeat true justice. A fact you could chew on to your heart's content from the inside of your cell. This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? No. And Kazuma. His dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma. What? Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. There's nothing about the last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue. Don't be so sure. Very well. I will now proceed immediately to the ruling. It seems you'll be able to report to the British government on time after all. That smug little... Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Having considered all of the evidence placed before me... Not so fast. No. Wait! Your Excellency! Ryunosuke. I don't think you can rule on this case yet. This amateurishness is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom. I almost forget he has that, I forgot those gloves are called. Teko? On his hand. Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance, there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail, I mean, then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question. This is blatant straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentlewoman was carrying on the day in question. There could be no problem with this evidence. Yes, there can. You'd better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we could glean any new information from this handbag. Ha! My thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes. Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it. Very well. I will grant the defense one final opportunity. What? Oh dear. But be warned that if I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Your Excellency. So, take another look at the photographic print Inspector Hosonaga submitted before. We will identify for the court where in this print we see the significant detail to which you have alluded. Can do. Oh. It's not that? Oh no, I hit X. Take this! Look at this, here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist. It's from the steak plate. That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description. Uh-oh. What's wrong, Brett? Dear me. I was pondering what new piffle you would come out with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist? Clearly that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag. Yes, that is a burn mark, you're right. I am right. Go on, Inspector. The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it in his report. What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? And no possible way of knowing either. Oh, but I do. Because I take into account all things. The more that's the judge. The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. However, as Prosecutor Autry points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn. This is it, Ryunosuke. Do not throw away your shot. Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the Dean and other university staff. She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand now. Oh, I bet you would. Oh, of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyways. What's your thinking on this, Ryunosuke? Do you believe this burn to have something to do with the case? To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging, in the hope that I might uncover something useful. Yes, you're right. I am? If we could just link the burn to the case, if we can do that, we might be able to... Price? I don't know. To price this shutting door back open again. Stupid nose. Why can't you just stay unstuffed? Just give it up, Counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that. Indeed, I'm afraid that without evidence, I can't allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture. But if we had evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case, then would you allow it? I would, yes. To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. But as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Brett's face. Really? I have to find some link between that burn and the case. Pronto! Oh, I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. Ah, delicious. This is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what the burn really means. So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection between the victim's burn and this trial. can do. Wait, no. Examine. Right there, everybody. Right here. This right here. Look at it. But it still begs the question. Take this! What's this, Council? Yet another print? Yes, Your Excellency. I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, things you may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore. Do hurry up, Ricky. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further really would be quite inexcusable. Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer if you don't mind, Miss Brett. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have that unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? How? You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. What is it in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burn? Well, allow me to show you. Right here. Take this! The beefsteak. Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on. The plate? Your Excellency, are you alright? As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of Le Carnival. This emblem on the plate. And the victim's burn are exactly the same shape. Ryunosuke, you genius. Yeah, you're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant. Yeah. But even if that's the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. It could have been the day before, or on the day before that. It most likely happened at some other unrelated time. Well, Sadly, Prosecutor Aochi, the chances of that are extremely slim. Thanks. Ryunosuke didn't know what to say. Why? The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly. But... no. My victory. I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And, although it's not particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. This was no mild burn, that's for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds. It's inconceivable that the victim wouldn't have let out a scream of pain then. I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of Le Carnival, I can testify to that without hesitation. But you're a detective, not a waiter! I could be both. There you have it. Something isn't right here. As the detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. And yet Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream. Not on that day, or any before it. Alright, so here's what I'm assuming happened. The professor got shot. Like, you know, he was probably about to, like... Oh, I know. I was just about to say he was trying to cut into the steak. So, alright, revise that. Actually, wait. So if that was her steak, could he have been trying to attack her? Because like he would have reached over, and then she shoots him, and he falls dead, his wrist falling on the hot plate. Wait, but that would have had to have been when it was freshly cooked and brought out to them. And that steak was already being eaten. Huh, well that's weird. Alright, let's continue. That's right, and the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. What are you suggesting? Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day, that would be beyond careless, I think, Counsel. Then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antiques dealer, all of us would, without any question, have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ouchie? Well, yes, I suppose. So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? Because he was already dead. I almost don't believe it, Ryunosuke. Oh, I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, do you think? Can it really be true? I never dreamt we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap. Oh dear. There's only one explanation I can think of that to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On that day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson... Oh, no! Oh, no! No! Oh, really? It like popped up too fast when I was trying to like scroll the dialogue. Was unaware of his hand falling onto the piping hot plate and didn't notice the burn happening. You didn't even know the professor, and yet here you are labeling him as a bumbling scatterbrain. Well, darn it, now I'm like upset. Let's just skip this. Yeah. It makes me look so stupid because like I had it and stupid prompts. Alright, let's try that again. I'm afraid to press the button now. Alright. So it'll just pop up automatically. Thank you. He was already dead. No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible. Apart from in one particular situation. Counsel, are you suggesting? Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead. Already? Dead? What now, Brett? Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead. That's madness! Order, please. Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot. That's right! That's absolutely right, Your Excellency! This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but clearly he has no grasp of the facts. No, also this freaking music, man. No, Prosecutor Ouchie, it is you who has no grasp of the facts. I beg your pardon? As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Ugh. Defeated. Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard. Oh, so it was a perfect framing. It's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it. Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement. But Your Excellency! The justice system in our country may be in its infancy, but rest assured all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I'm prepared to pass judgment. Thank you, Your Excellency. Got you cornered, Brett. Are you gonna say something? Yada yada. What was that smile? Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours. Whoa. Miss Brett, you speak Japanese? I knew from the beginning. Oi, that I did, Governor. Well, of course I do. No, I won't continue doing that. I am studying in your country, after all. But then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now? My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar tones as much as possible. Wow. Oof. But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I concede that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level. Oh, well... You are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us. I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson. So prim, so posh. So we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke. Interesting indeed. And sadly, I know what a mean place for a cliffhanger. I'm going to leave this episode off here. I think we're finally reaching the tail end of the case, everyone. I can't wait to actually get to the main story and start exploring places and stuff. I always like that part. But I hope you're enjoying the series so far, because I'm having fun. Almost too much fun. But this has been Rommie Lee. Thank you all for joining me today if you made it this far. History says probably not. But if you like what you see, feel free to like and subscribe. And as always, I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.